sweet potato fries.
Apple juice, a cup filled up of it, put in the microwave, warmed up. Best apple cider.
Having a chiropractor.
Pedicures.
My Nintendo Switch.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
All
wait.
11 seasons on Netflix right now, anyway.
Charles' Nintendo Switch.
You like mine, you don't like yours?
Yeah, yours is better.
Joel needs to do one.
I don't have a second one.
Funyuns. Something about another flavor of Funyuns.
Onions.
Wait, guys.
Boring onions.
I want to.
Boring onions.
And that was the end of that. My other thing is
You say it like this. Say it quiet.
No, he can say it the way he wants.
Afrin.
Are you? Wait,
For my-
hold on, really quick.
For my severe nasal
My eyes are closed right now, and I'm kind of relaxed. Are you looking at things and saying that you like them?
It is sitting right here, but I am thankful for it because
Okay.
if it wasn't here, I'd be having a whistling booger like I did last week. So.
That's a rough noise, Michael. Whistling Booger, good band name.
It actually is.
You know, you thought it would be, but we got booed right off the stage. like laughed. We were laughed pretty hard.
It wasn't the name. Sorry, I didn't want to be the one to tell you, but
Well played.
And welcome to the Something Random podcast, where sometimes we talk about movies, sometimes we talk about television, but we always talk about something random. I'm your host, Charles Joseph Kelly.
And I'm a guy, Michael C. Macbeth.
And I'm your co-host, Scotty Schaefer.
welcome to you. This is Joel, the other guy, last guy.
Just in case it's not clear, I'm a stickler. The things we said earlier, those are things we're thankful for.
This is the thankful month. We
It
went from
is.
the spooky, scary month to the thankful month.
Thank you.
And then December, of course, is the greedy month. Welcome, Americans.
What are we the most greediest for?
But there's so much bleed
Most
over
greedy.
still. Like
What's-
Black Friday has bled so far into Thanksgiving now. It's ridiculous.
Wait, I like this. Okay, then what's left? If we're just working along those lines, then January would be like what, the hungover month?
Hungover month. And then February is
February-
the cold month.
No, February,
February's
is
the-
the please God don't break up with me. We got to go one more month
Love.
before we finish this.
The love month.
Choc flavored candy month.
Okay. What about
Those
March?
hearts?
March is the I'm forgetting all the real
Irish
important
drinking
holidays.
month.
Oh, there you go.
But is it just like okay?
Yeah, it's Irish Pride Month.
Okay.
That's so bad.
Irish Pride is
really good
fine.
holidays.
I guess.
It's just when you say Irish Pride and German Pride and everything else that's white pride.
Skipping ahead to July would be me and CJ's month because it's our birthday.
birthday month. We have matching birthdays.
We have the same birthday. Thank you.
I think he's trying for a fist bump there.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Oh, I thought you were both just being like,
No.
No, that was my.
Wait,
that was
would girth play a factor?
no.
Easy.
Let's
See, yeah, this
Easy.
is all visual stuff.
I don't
so
even have
we
I don't
can't-
even have cable to laugh at your jokes. I can't afford HBO.
So
Okay,
CJ and I have the same birthday.
Oh, that's
Charles,
right.
To you.
That's right.
yeah. So that's
I
a fun
share a
fact.
birthday with Leo DiCaprio, so I know what it's like to have a good friend who has your same birthday.
Do you know who else has our birthday? Danny Glover, David Spade, Bob Dole, Rose
Dole.
Kennedy.
Makes a lot of fucking sense. Like those birthdays, it's totally like.
Guys,
John
this
Leguizamo.
is an important question. I want everyone to take your birthday, which in this case is only 3 birthdays for the whole table. Keep the number, like the date in the month, but then add 3 months to it. So what is your guys' birthday in July?
22nd.
22nd. July, August, September, October 22nd.
Which
And
is my ex-brother-in-law's birthday.
your ex-brother-in-law's
And
birthday.
my
that's
cousin-in-law's sister's birthday.
weird. Yeah, look for other family holidays around there. Birthdays, anniversaries, regular holidays.
I see where you're coming from here, and I'm gonna say, Joel, your parents, my parents,
Did it on Halloween.
boned on Halloween.
They boned on Halloween, and so did Bob Dole's parents.
4th of July.
The human
for me.
gestation period of 9 months.
Oh, you're
4th
a
of July?
You're a patriot baby.
I am a patriot.
Oh my,
baby.
not baloney! You're a drunk and what? Then like,
That's the sexy music that your parents played. Well,
Well,
That
explosions.
wasn't what I was thinking I was saying.
explosions
I'm a
happen to
Yankee.
the sky, also inside your mom.
When's
oh,
your
I bet there were fireworks. That's nice.
Sorry,
They're
Uh,
either laughing hysterically or crying hysterically.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's a fun trick you
Or
can
just
do with
nodding,
people.
going,
what
yep.
is yours?
November
Valentine's
11th, which would be Valentine's Day.
Oh,
How sweet. I like Halloween better.
yeah,
Yeah,
sweet. Was it like they were like so scared that they had a bone? Like they're like, oh my god, I'm so scared. Oh.
Oh man. Okay, that's enough of that.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to move much at all right now.
I'm staying put.
My stomach isn't.
I don't believe my dad listens to the podcast, but I do want to tell real quick the story of my dad meeting my mom because it's really funny.
Go for it.
This is the way my mom tells it. She goes, "We were dancing at this club with my friends, and your dad came over and started dancing with me. I didn't even ask him to." And she goes, "And then I went and sat back down at the table, and I didn't even ask him to. He just came over, and then he never left."
Joel just
So your
told that
dad's-
story. I didn't even ask him to.
Stop.
I think there's a really fine line between true love and stalking. I mean, it has to go both ways.
It
for
has
it
to
to
You know
go
what that
both
line
ways.
is called? Consent.
Yes, there it is. All
There
right,
we go.
we found it.
Yeah, we found the line.
Hear that, Hollywood?
You hear that Hollywood word?
Okay, let's not talk too much about
Let's
our last week's
jump
episode.
in, and I want to know what you guys have been watching this week.
A couple things. I found a special deal. I buy so there's online stuff to watch, but on Vudu they have sometimes these collections of movies. So there was one that I got, which was Stephen King collection. It was a Halloween sale, and I finally get around to watching some of them. And so I watched for the first time ever Cujo, which basically
You
should
haven't
be called.
seen Cujo? Sorry,
I
I
had
pulled
no
everybody's head off.
because Nick had mentioned it. One of the Nicks had mentioned it. in one
I
of the
mentioned
podcasts.
it,
You
actually.
Well, anyway, so there's a couple things that I got from that movie. First of all, it should be called The Worst Time Ever to Be Stuck with a Car That Doesn't Work. And secondly, I know
Working
that it's a
title.
horror movie about a Saint Bernard with basically the equivalent of rabies, but really the whole time I just kept thinking, oh my god, it would have been so. I love animals. And there is at least one shot when you can see a human hand just go ahead and because the dog's supposed to like not look in the window anymore, and I saw a human hand go up and just reach his collar and kind of like gently pull him out of the shot to be like, okay, now you're not looking there anymore. But basically, I'm like, it must have been so funny to use one of the sweetest animals in the world, a Saint Bernard, to make them pretend that they're scary.
Dee Wallace was on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast a few weeks ago, and she talked about it. They had, dozens of dogs. It was actually pretty fascinating to hear her talk about all that. Mm-hmm. They had a robot dog too.
Oh, I also watched.
Robo Dog.
Robo-Dog.
K9.
K9 is what I was thinking of. Yeah.
There was a movie
You
called
good
K9.
boy.
There was also a made-for-TV movie called K9000 about an actual robot dog. I also watched, for the first time, the original The Dead Zone.
With Christopher Walken.
With a very young Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
He was so young. And it was very interesting because I know that they've since remade it with, what's his name from The Breakfast Club. As a TV show or something. He just walks around with a cane. I remember the posters. But it was a very interesting movie. I was like, this is a good movie.
the nerdy one who is now
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Anthony Michael Hall. Mostly.
Not Michael C. Hall.
No.
The
Yeah,
other Hall.
Mostly I liked it because I finally realized the context of one of my favorite SNL sketches that Christopher Walken had done, which was called Trivial Psychic. Someone would touch
Ed
his hand.
Glosser, Trivial Psychic.
Gla-
I remade that into a sketch with my students,
Oh my god, I want to see
and
it.
it was the funniest thing we ever did. The settings in an office, and I had all these neckties. I was like, I got to do something with these neckties, and I go, oh my god, we're doing Ed Glosser, Trivial Psychic. That's it.
All right, so can you explain to us, Michael and I, because we were just like, I don't know what they're talking about, what
So-
this sketch is.
Okay, so first of all, in the Dead Zone, he is in a coma for 5
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
He comes
yeah,
out, and then if he touches somebody, he can see something bad about their future.
Right.
The Trivial Psychic, because he does the same exact thing, but what he sees is
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay.
pretend you touch your hand and he
Yeah.
doesn't let you leave until he tells
He
you the whole
goes.
story.
He comes like, okay, Chris Rock is delivering him a sandwich, and he goes, "Hey man, here's your change." And he touches his hand, and you hear there's a power cord, boom, and he goes, "You have a car, yes? Can you give me a lift home? Nobody around here likes me."
Oh, that was the last
Then
one.
there's going to be traffic. And the other one is another good one was you're going to be eating a bag of pistachios at lunch. One of them is going to be really hard to open. You're going to have to use your teeth. Okay, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for these powers. I don't have a walk-in, but
Yeah,
That's
no,
fun.
Because one of my favorites was like, your wife, she's mopping the floor. What am I doing? Bernie Sanders over here?
Yeah,
Your wife, she's washing the floor. And
I I remember this now. Yeah.
And he's like, what? And your kids, they walk through the door. Oh my God, what's gonna happen to my kids? The kids, they have mud on their shoes. Your wife, she's
They're leaving
upset.
footprints.
She's gonna have to mop that part of the floor again. There's still time. You can still stop the kids.
You can call her and save her.
And then the other one was
sounds
like, oh,
amazing.
it was. So, did you do all the same things with your kids?
Oh,
or did
yes.
you make up new ones?
Yes,
or
it was
what?
fantastic.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a video of it anywhere. I might have to find it.
Joel, what you been watching?
Along the lines of SNL, I watched the SNL. I had to catch up on DVR because I've been so busy, but the Larry David SNL was tremendous.
I love Larry David.
I love Larry David
so much. He's such a Seinfeld obviously is
Obviously.
probably one of the best sitcoms of our time ever.
Mm-hmm. He his monologue was bizarre. I didn't really get his whole monologue thing, but I just there was one sketch. I think it may have even been the very last sketch in the show where it was a crack-up sketch. They started losing it. And, a lot of those I think are planned. Like the Debbie Downer one, I don't think that's real. I think they're milking
Debbie
it.
Downer is not as funny as they make it out to be.
No, it's not. But this one, Bernie Sanders was really laughing because Cecily Strong and Kate McKinnon don't lose it hardly ever, and they were laughing. And it was the stupidest sketch. It was just this old, rich, ugly guy with a new hot young girlfriend,
Right.
or wife or whatever. And it was the dumbest sketch. There was no point to it. They just made all these gay references because she was big in the gay community for whatever reason. And he just started laughing at like phrases like power bottom and stuff like that. And I don't know. You got to see it. And then, of course, catching up on DVR, I watched the David S. Pumpkins Halloween special.
Is it good? Was it worthwhile?
I laughed my ass off.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
It is so stupid it's funny, kind of like the sketch. So if you don't like the sketch, but it was like a 30-minute sketch of that.
30 minutes.
Oh my
Because
god!
it's a cartoon.
So it's like a too many cooks
that's
type
right.
thing.
But there is a plot, and the funniest thing about it is that it's Tom Hanks, and it's a cartoon of Tom Hanks going, "I'm David S. Pumpkins. Any question?" Just over and over again.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
Okay,
and he says
need
other
to
stuff
see
too.
this.
I have it on DVR. You're welcome
All
to watch it.
Excellent. That's what we'll be doing. Actually, let's just stop recording now.
This is the Something Random podcast. Have yourselves a wonderful
We'll just
week.
push pause. We don't have to make a short one.
But I liked it. I'm sure there are a lot of people that didn't. You said it got terrible reviews.
Oh, it got destroyed by
But
critics. But
for
critics
my
are good.
comedy, for my love of Tom Hanks,
it was great.
I could watch it again.
Critics are the ones who know the way but can't drive the car.
Okay. I get it. Any questions?
I have many, so many questions. I've been watching. I caught up on the good old Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek Discovery?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't realize after I had advised people to cancel CBS All Access and instead watch the Orville that you had in fact not taken my advice.
I don't have CBS. I don't have it.
Are you admitting to
I'm
Piracy?
not admitting to anything. I'm just saying that I don't pay for it.
I just like to make random sounds. Yarr.
Do you know what
You better not put that in the podcast.
there's a pirate who works for the MPAA. Do you know what they rate movies a lot of the times?
PG-13.
PG-13.
Dang it.
Oh well.
I was sure I had my answer, but
Because the PG, if you say it fast, it sounds like pig.
See, it's a non sequitur. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. Unexpected joke.
right. Oh my lord.
All right, I got a question. Okay,
Shoot.
I got a question for you guys.
Belly laugh.
And this is gonna be kind of a fun one,
Okay.
especially with a bunch of musical theater kids. So, with La La Land, and now with The Greatest Showman that comes out next month,
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
So excited.
do you feel that there is going to be a resurgence of original movie musicals?
Oh. I hope so. From the depths of my soul, I hope so. Because Broadway right now is like, what's a movie I liked when I was a kid? Oh, let's make a musical out of that.
Right.
As a creative type, I want to French kiss all original content. I'm absolutely in love with it. I want to hold hands in public. I want to go to fairs and just look at things.
You
want to
like play like a game, be a giant teddy bear.
I want to win creative original content, the biggest teddy bear, and I will pay $100 to try and shoot the BB guns to get that little star out of the circle of it. That's the hardest one I've never.
No, I mean it has been quite a few years since the last original musical that was made for a movie initially.
I mean, I can't even think of one.
Well,
La La Land.
Yeah, and
Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, it was a stage show first.
Yeah, and then if you go back into the 30s, even 42nd Street, the stage musical, was a compilation of several movie musicals.
Oh,
because there was the movie Dames, there was and so they cherry picked songs and stuff from that to make 42nd Street.
The best of.
Yeah.
42nd Street, and if you don't know the show, basically you should describe it as Bugs Bunny's favorite musical. It has songs like "We're in the money, we're in the money. I hope this song isn't under copyright. Oops, I'm fired." Okay. Also, though, you know, I reminded though, I'll even accept Across the Universe as a movie musical. I love
Definitely.
that kind of
That's
creativity.
just a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
I would say
in movie form.
I would say Across the
better,
Universe would
I say it's
count.
better than a jukebox musical. Jukebox musicals to me are like I don't know, name one.
Rock of Ages.
Oh no, Rock of Ages has a good story. I
All Shook Up.
All Shook Up. I don't think has much of a story. What's the one I'm trying to think of where it's all the well, whatever. I'll think.
But
of it
I mean,
later.
basically,
But
the definition of a jukebox musical is just centering around one artist or one musical style and crafting a story around it.
It's
So-
an
long as it
excuse to
tells a
do those
story.
songs in a story.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's done well, like Gershwin's "Crazy for You." Sometimes it's not done well, like the show I can't think of.
Meatball, the musical. What? It's not Meatball. It's fucking Meatloaf is doing
Meatloaf's
Bat Out of
doing
Hell.
music again.
No, he's doing Bat Out of the Hell, the musical.
Meatloaf, whose agent told him, "Don't ever do music ever again if you want to be serious about acting." And then he turned her, and then after 10 years, he went off and did, because his daughter
Spice
begged
World.
him. Oh, he did Spice World.
Yes.
You know what?
I
What
saw
movie
Spice
musical,
World.
jukebox musical I would watch?
What?
Pitbull.
It's
No.
going down.
No. Okay, so do you consider Spice World to be a movie musical?
No.
Do they sing?
Yeah.
I can't even understand the words that they say. That
It's a jukebox movie musical, basically, but it's more like just a really long music video.
I think you need to have more than one album to call it a jukebox. A jukebox is like, look, we have all these albums to choose from.
Just don't know if the market is as. I mean, there just doesn't seem. Of course, I wasn't alive back then, but there doesn't seem to be as many people these days that would be.
It's all
into
about.
that,
I mean, it's all
but
about.
I could be wrong.
It's all about the money, you know, and that's
I mean, La La Land won Best Picture,
and it was a financial success.
Yeah.
It did well enough to warrant other companies going, "Oh shit, I want to do a movie musical."
right. And if you ever
This one's huge.
right, if you ever heard Quincy Jones talk about The Wiz, he's like, "We wanted to do a musical," and then he goes, "And then we found out musicals were really expensive. But we were already so deep in, we couldn't just say we're not doing this anymore." And they went for it. They went gung ho. And I love The Wiz. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, it's I don't know. I think it's a head first dive for people to tackle that stuff. And I don't know if people are willing to be gutsy with it. I mean,
And even to do something that's not original, like Les Mis, you know, I mean, like those were huge undertakings, and they, I mean, to their credit, they at least did a gimmick to make it different from all the others. You know, the whole fact that they sang live and they all had earpieces with a piano only, and then they added the orchestra in later after they set the tempo.
Do you know
was really cool.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you know how they filmed Across the Universe?
No.
All of the sound was live. All of the instruments. They had symphonies set up like in an acre behind the camera every
What?
time.
no kidding.
Every time.
Huh.
There is a if you I have the I don't have the DVD. I lost it in the divorce, but whatever. On the DVD you can probably get this thing on YouTube. There is some behind the scenes, like a couple of the deleted scenes or just outtakes where they're doing the scene in the field with who's the comedian who
Eddie Izzard?
Eddie Izzard is doing the Blue People song. And so it's all one shot too, because they're like on him. They go over to those huge blue people costumes, and at one point I think they did the whole thing in 3 takes. In the second take, he lost his place in the song, and so he just ended up stopping for a little bit. He pulled a Michael, kind of just stopped there and just let everything else going, because at least it helped the camera guy practice the moves. But at that point, the camera goes and just for fun sweeps over, and you see the full symphony sitting down in chairs on the other side of this green hill.
Crazy.
Every instrument you hear in that is just off camera. There's one scene when when the other guy, the British guy, is sitting down on the beach, and you just hear him singing, and there's like this, what is it called, like the glass harmonica type playing, and it's right off there. They're doing the thing. It's kind of a neat little thing. Anyway, that's one of the cool things. I think that's even better.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, you talk about the big budget feature films. So they are, they're doing all those live musicals on TV, which are big hits, at least from what I understand, amongst theater people that know the shows and stuff. But I think they're trying to get people interested in musicals.
Yes,
absolutely,
and it's working because
it is working.
People that may have never even heard any of the music from Sound of Music watched The Sound of Music because of what's her name, Carrie Underwood. Mm-hmm. She wasn't that good, but
they got to see it.
But they got people to watch it.
They got to see it, and now those same people are going to be like, you know what? Especially with the Christmas coming up, they're going to go ahead, and Fox is doing the smart move. They're going to do the Christmas story,
and it makes you want to watch the next one. It makes you want to watch Hairspray and The Wiz and all those other ones that they do. At least me, I like to watch them because I like to see if they're great.
Do you remember the first one that the Peter Pan one that they did?
Was that the first one, Peter Pan?
I thought Sound of Music was the first one.
I don't
know.
No.
He's talking about a long time ago.
No, it was.
No, they did Peter Pan recently.
Yeah, they did Peter Pan.
Did?
It was the live show.
Who
And it
played
was
Peter Pan?
I can't remember, but the problem is they didn't have an audience.
Yeah, that was When there's
So
no
they're
audience,
learning
it's
lessons.
a little
So pretty much
awkward.
they would stop the song, and it was just like
Nothing
them
would
like
happen. It's like they're
and
holding
just
for
like
applause. Yeah,
empty, and it was just so
that's frustrating.
rough.
That's not good.
Well,
which is
and-
what it's like in a feature film, but it's weird.
Absolutely,
It's like doing a three camera sitcom without a laugh track, and you're like, this is sad. Sorry, Michael.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, and it's that attention to detail. Like you were talking about with Across the Universe, and actually committing to having a full orchestra and having all the sound be live. Those kind of details really do make a huge difference in the end product when it comes to film, because all of us can spot bad lip syncing from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like look at original straight to DVD Disney films like High School Musical. You if you watch that, you just like, oh gosh, you're clearly not singing this right now. You're just mouthing it, and we can all tell.
I
Because
love when you can tell when they mess up a word, and they're just like, it doesn't like match up at all, and you're like, this is the worst, isn't it?
I also like, as far as if we're talking about like creative, original musical content, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? No, sorry.
Oh, I was going to go even further back, if you will, Dr. Horrible.
Oh yeah.
Like, could you, like, if the question is, do we want more of that? The answer is a resounding
hell
yes,
yes.
please.
Yeah, it is.
Let's do harmonies, right? Hell yeah.
No, but seriously, I mean, so it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't have to be big budget. You can throw that thing together now. Do not kid yourselves. Joss Whedon had a pretty huge outside of our reality budget for that kind of thing. He had basically had all of his Firefly crew. That he was like, I gotta keep these guys employed. How can I still do that with the writer's strike going on? Web series was the only way to do that.
Yep.
And that's how you do it. But so he's paying serious. I mean, they had to. When's the last time you had somebody whose only job was set dressing, whose only job was lighting, and they both have 10 assistants? I mean, that doesn't happen for us in Colorado.
Yeah. No, he had resources, but that was still a very low budget project.
Very low. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, very low.
Relatively.
So, I mean, so it's not impossible for, I don't want to say for us to do something like that, but I mean, like, I would love to see a whole bunch more things like that come out.
Me too.
Absolutely. I
Me
think
too.
the world needs it.
And I like when TV shows that we're already watching choose to do a musical episode. Going back to Scrubs, or thinking
Anything since Scrubs, though? I'm trying to think.
Well, The Flash and Supergirl just did one.
Supernatural did one really recently.
The Flash Supergirl one was excellent, though, because that was one of the first times that they had the option of pulling the best singers into that episode, because it was a crossover and a musical. And so you got Jeremy Jordan, you've got Melissa Benoist, you've got what's his face, who was in Rent originally as the Flash's dad. Like all of those people just crushing it with their songs, as opposed to Buffy the musical, where clearly Allison Hannigan can't sing worth crap.
So I want to do a little bit of a vent talking about the Flash.
I won't allow that. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
He's dating his sister. He's dating his sister.
I know, not maternal sister.
Hot.
They're not related like blood, but they grew up together, but by the same dad.
I know. It's weird. It is weird.
Fucking weird as shit.
Well, but don't you like Woody Allen movies?
No. I mean, no.
Actually, I didn't mean to bring that
Except
up.
for
Mighty
Birdman.
Aphrodite is an amazing movie. Everybody
I dated my brother for a while. Does anybody remember Cop Rock? Probably not. You're probably all too young.
Cop Rock.
Wait.
Cop Rock was a show.
Cock ring?
Cop. C-O-P Rock. It was on Fox. It was a musical show about cops, and it was awful.
Rock.
I'm not kidding.
Hot cops.
Opera.
Tear up the town.
It was bad. I think it was only on for one season.
Interesting. I didn't.
I get it now.
I didn't. I
Got
didn't
my
see
community
that.
quote in.
You're gonna have to YouTube that one
You know what's interesting?
if it's out there.
Here I am talking about all this creative, new creative musical movie art, and I have, for one, never watched that Repo.
Repo a genetic opera?
Yeah, Repo the Genetic Opera. I think it was on my Netflix viewing list until it eventually went off. I haven't even seen it, and that's kind of exactly what we're talking about.
I don't recommend it.
I'm glad that it's there. I'm glad that they're doing it. I feel like Owen Wilson's character I feel like Hansel talking about Sting. I don't really listen to his music, but the fact that he's still making it, I respect that.
All right, let's move on. Michael.
Yes, I've got a 6 degrees for you guys.
Oh,
Yes.
here we go.
I'm so turned on right now.
Here we go.
Oh, it was me talking about my brother, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hashtag confused boner.
Hashtag. So like when you have a confused boner, does it like curve to the left a little bit to make it look like a question mark?
Is that why it does that?
Yeah.
No, it quivers.
Hashtag, I'm not part of this conversation. Listeners, if you're out there and you don't care for this, you're on Team Scotty.
We were talking about confused boners
You
earlier
don't have to just justify it more.
when we were watching the I Think You Freaky music video, which I was just saying, it's super sexy and super weird all at the same time. And yeah, it gives me like the most confused boner on the planet.
Yeah, so back to the 6 degrees thing. Before I list this, I will go over the rules real quick. How we do 6 degrees of separation is you have to connect 2 actors with 6 steps or less. That can be movies or TV. You have to avoid large ensemble things like SNL. And if you do use a TV show like as a guest star type thing, then you use an extra step in that process. If they didn't guest star in the same episode, if that makes sense. And you have to know the name of the actor and the name of the movie they were in to succeed. Yeah?
What do you got for us?
I have got, since it is the thankful month, what I wanted to do is go from one pilgrim to another pilgrim.
Ooh.
So I would like you, in 6 steps or less, to connect John Wayne with Michael Cera.
Oh, this is so good.
This is to go 6 degrees
man.
across
So-
like decades, across 6
Right?
decades.
Exactly,
That
generations.
is good.
Yeah, so
That is good.
4 minutes then on the
Oh,
clock.
come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
We're going for it. All right, and I'm counting.
All right, so 4 minutes. John Wayne, what was
Okay,
like,
John Wayne and Michael Cera are both in Anchorman Children.
yeah, that's it. No, John Wayne.
Hey friends, this is your humble host Charles, just checking in to see how things are going. Hey, I'm thinking of getting out of Dodge next week and maybe renting a cabin. Do you want to come? Oh, so I am in a bit of a time crunch, so I have to keep things super brief, but there's a few things that I want to go over. Number one, we're about to hit crunch time for a lot of projects that we're working on currently, so we're going to be spending a little bit less time on social media, but we're going to be releasing some cool things that we have been working on that we can't wait to show you guys. A music video, and some other small stuff that we want to promote. So we'll have that on our social medias. Links to all of our social medias are in the description of this video. You can find us at something.random.media pretty much anywhere. To our new listeners, thank you so much for swinging on by. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. And to our continuous returning listeners, you guys are amazing as always. I love you so much. Guys, we got to get back to the show. I've got to get running here. I've got a meeting here in about 10 minutes. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I love you.
Sometimes it can be hard keeping up to date with everything going on in the gaming industry. The Sometimes Geek podcast is a quick and easy listen each week that covers all the major gaming news while giving the opinion of an everyday gamer. You can find it at sometimesgeek.com or on iTunes, Google Play, and wherever you normally grab your podcasts.
I got it. I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
go.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
What was the movie called?
Into the mic.
This is the end.
Okay, so I think I hit the mic when I did that.
Okay.
So the Michael Cera, this is the end. You said Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
Harry Potter, Maggie Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sister Act, Mary Wicks, I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy, John Wayne.
Oh my God. Which one was the?
How many was that? Was that too many?
No, that's it. That's 5.
Okay.
I think that's 5.
I got really excited.
Thank you
Sorry.
for knowing he was on I Love Lucy. No, what did he do on I Love Lucy?
He played John Wayne.
As himself. Nice.
Oh, so like what? So what? Like Ricky had him on his show or something like, and then you just need to come.
Ricky Lake?
No, Ricardo.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh, Ricky Ricardo. Ricky Lake is a talk show host.
No, Ricky Ricardo. I mean,
You said Ricky Lake.
no. Ricky had him on his show.
John Wayne was on Ricky Lake. Yeah. Okay. No.
Ricky had him on
He
his
was,
show.
Ricky
and,
Lake
like,
and
said just,
The episode
Marty.
was he was signing his Hollywood cement square, and Lucy kept stealing it and fucking it up. So he had to sign like 4 or 5 of them.
okay.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, okay.
I
so
want to make sure that's less than 6, though.
Okay, so
What was the movie called again?
So,
'Cause I've never seen
this
it.
is the end.
This
with
is
Emma
the
Watson.
end. Emma Watson, Harry Potter,
Harry Potter.
Sister Act,
Sister Act.
I Love Lucy, I Love Lucy. So,
that is awesome.
that
Well
was that.
done.
Thank you.
guys.
Yay.
Seriously, that was
I pulled that Mary Wicks thing right out of my rear end.
Seriously?
Yes.
But,
I did not see that one coming. So
You're our ace in the hole for that stuff. That's
well
awesome.
done, well done. So what I had was John Wayne in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With James Stewart.
James Stewart. I
See,
know.
That was
the
the
one.
big
I know there's
connection.
gonna be one there.
He actually was a voice in Fievel Goes West. Goes West. With John Lovitz.
Do your John Lovitz.
yes. Fievel goes west. Sorry.
No, this is good. This is good. Let's keep going.
He was in Big with
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
So you're Tom Hanks in
Tom
Big.
Hanks.
That would be a great 6 degrees of separation. Hey, you guys have to choose actors that you can do impressions of.
Oh my God, we lose it.
So keep going. We got big Tom Hanks.
Saving Mr. Banks with Jason Schwartzman,
And
who
Scott
was
Pilgrim.
Gideon in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh yes.
That was awesome. Pilgrim to Pilgrim. Nice.
Thank
That
you.
was great.
That was
a
a very
freaking
good
5,
one.
dude.
I like too that what you guys did was you connected both actors starting and ending with movies or TV shows that they played themselves in. Because Michael Cera was himself in
Oh, he was.
This
Yes.
Is the End, and John Wayne was himself in that I Love Lucy episode. So that's really clever.
I mean, he had the same name. I don't think he really played himself, unless he's like a Coke.
Well, no,
Wife
that
beater,
it was
woman
he
beater.
played a joke version of himself. The movie This Is the End, Joel, is basically like, what if like the apocalypse happened, and like
I saw it.
It's good. It's worthwhile.
I have a
seeing.
movie for Michael.
You got one?
Yes.
Go for it.
I want to loan you This Is Spinal Tap.
you haven't seen
Because
it.
you haven't seen
He
it, right?
has my copy of Spinal Tap.
returned
You
it.
returned it. Okay.
Good
But-
golly,
but did
calm
you what?
down.
Did you watch it though?
I thought you
No.
hadn't watched
No,
it.
I didn't get around to it.
You have to
You
watch
have
it.
to watch it. It's
No,
on
especially
Netflix.
I've been told, especially if I enjoyed Popstar, I would love
yeah.
Spinal Tap even more.
Popstar is like a baby grandchild of Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
and
I've
Spinal
been
Tap
waiting,
is like the hilarious.
I've
old
been
man.
waiting for weeks to make you watch This
All
Is
right,
Spinal
cool.
Tap because it came
Spinal
along
Tap
that
it
you
is.
didn't
We're gonna
see it.
watch. We're gonna watch that. Oh, tonight? No, not tonight.
No, not tonight.
Well, you have to watch it. Don't wait for him because especially you don't live together. So
Yeah, I'll just grab the Blu-ray from you when I go home.
no, you're getting it right now. He's about to hand it to you. It's right next to White Noise 2, which is not near White Noise
And if you need
1.
the first season of Lost on DVD, CJ's got it.
I have the first and the third because
Speaking
one
of-
of our friends stole the second season from me.
Speaking of loaning DVDs to each other, I watched Behind the Mask, the story of
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
Leslie Vernon,
Rise
and
of
it
Leslie
is
Vernon.
amazing.
It's a masterpiece, isn't it?
It is a masterpiece, and it made me look up some of those actors. The girl who is the videographer
Should check from Home Alone.
from Home Alone.
Yeah,
I was
if
like,
you remember
where did I know her from?
she had a short-lived role on a TV. She was the star of a TV sitcom with Judith Light and Todd Luiso. In
Yeah, I don't
the
remember watching
90s.
that
She was a
show.
tennis star, a
Yeah.
tennis pro. I can't remember the name of the show, but that's how I remember because I always went, "That's the girl from Home Alone that says Les Incompetents."
Yeah.
And so that was how I remembered her. And I went, God, she's familiar. Like the second I saw her, I went, that's the chick from Home Alone. When I was watching the sitcom, I would go, God, she's familiar. Mm-hmm. And now I'll never forget her. So,
Well, and that was hard because back then there was no IMDb. The closest you could get was they had these like movie credit books and King
Right.
Supers. You'd have to flip through
Right.
each page to find. It's like a thesaurus of movies. Anyway, yes. So it's an amazing movie, and I forgot it again. This is 2 weeks in a row.
that's right.
I'm gonna bring it over. So that one of you guys can watch it, maybe together, holding hands on the couch.
So, Joel, you have
Yes,
a
sir.
question for us, don't you? Yes, and that
Stop.
question
That is correct.
is on my iPad in front of me.
I got it.
He unlocked it. We're good.
So, Joel, you got a question for us, right?
Yes, Thanksgiving time is here. This is the thankful month, correct?
Happy Thanksgiving,
Actually-
pilgrims.
Actually, Thanksgiving to me sounds like this.
Are there? So we were all going like, What are some Thanksgiving sounds that aren't appropriate? Is it like a, ooh?
Anybody?
Gross. Can I ask my question now?
Yes.
It's gross.
I just had a flashback to that episode of Third Rock from the Sun. Sorry,
Which one?
where French Stewart and his girlfriend start
Yeah.
smearing Thanksgiving stuff on themselves.
Oh yes. You know what? I got to tell you, that was Jan Hooks. That was one of her best roles she
Jan
ever
Hooks
played.
was the girlfriend.
She was
right?
French Stewart's girlfriend. Oh my God, I loved her, and it's such a loss. Anyway, speaking of being thankful, I'm thankful for Jan Hooks. However, I wanted to know if you guys could think of, if you have any, or if you could even think of any Thanksgiving movies. Do you have any that are based around Thanksgiving? I have a couple that I watch on or around Thanksgiving, but do you have any that you could think of that are about Thanksgiving or that you watch on Thanksgiving?
There's the Peanuts Thanksgiving special.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which,
What do they do?
It's
They
the
eat-
big turkey, Charlie Brown.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's not the Great Pumpkin, and it's
No.
not.
It was a newer one, like when those got popular, they made. This.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah, the Groundhog Day one is almost as good as the Flag Day Charlie Brown special.
I can think of 2 movies that are kind of set around Thanksgiving, but I can't think of any movies that are like Thanksgiving movies.
Okay.
Because a lot of them bleed into Christmas.
Right.
Well, you have to draw the line, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you a movie that does. Thanksgiving.
Okay. What is this thing that you're telling me about?
So you know that thing, okay. So you know that thing where basically there are horror movies for almost every holiday.
Yes.
I will just point out that before Halloween the movie came out, there was a movie called Black Christmas, which was, if you watch them back to back, is the exact same plot, and Halloween is actually a ripoff and derivative of Black Christmas. Just a little plug there for you. Black Christmas, of course, is about a killer coming around on Christmas. Halloween's about a killer coming around on Halloween with their own ties to the house and everything. But Thanksgiving is a murder movie about Thanksgiving.
okay.
It's on Netflix.
I'm looking at the poster right now. It's an evil turkey.
It's an evil turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fabulous.
Here's the
Getting
best
revenge.
part. There's not only Thanksgiving, there's Thanksgiving 2 and 3.
Yeah. Also, there was I think the first idea, I don't remember which came first, but in the movie Grindhouse,
I think the egg came first.
we're talking about turkeys.
The
There you
turkey
go.
or the egg, yeah.
Anyways, in the movie Grindhouse, there's a lot of fake previews in the middle. One of them was directed by the guy who did Cabin in the Woods. Nope, not Cabin in the Woods. The guy who did Cabin Fever, and
I don't know.
you didn't see Cabin Fever?
No.
He was also in. He was also in Inglourious Basterds. He was
Oh
the guy with the
yeah.
bat.
He's the same director. He does all the torture porn. He did fuck. I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna go crazy.
The-
Was it Rob something?
No.
I don't know, but what were you
Anyway,
going to say about it?
anyway, he in the in between. So basically, the movie Grindhouse is two Grindhouse style films directed by Quentin Tarantino and his very good friend and my soon-to-be good friend once to become famous director friend Robert Rodriguez. In between, they had a whole bunch of fake trailers for movies that weren't made yet. One of which was Machete, and the trailer was loved so much that Robert Rodriguez made the movie Machete. There's also instead of Were Women of the SS, which was a movie about just female Germans in the German army. The plot was that they can take more pain than men can, so they can make better movie. Basically, it was a movie about Nazis, but everybody thought it was going to be about werewolves. So instead, Rob Zombie makes a movie called Werewolf Women of the SS, or a preview anyway, and it's freaking hilarious. These are all 2 minutes long. Edgar Wright made one making fun of how all these horror movies with British people in them, the previews had to not have them talk at all, or else you'd know that they were British and you know that it was not worth the ticket price. So it was just called Don't. And it's like, you hear them saying, don't go in the basement, don't open that door, don't. The movie's called Don't. It's hilarious.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. What does this have to do with Thanksgiving movies?
One of them was a Thanksgiving one where this guy goes around and would keep killing people during Thanksgiving. And there was a shot in particular of one girl going down on her boyfriend in a car with the top down, the convertible top down, and then she looks up and his head has been severed. And I remember that moment.
Different head.
That was interesting. That was the first time I'd ever heard of a movie. It was called like Killing on Thanksgiving or something. And then right after that, I saw the.
So we've got
movie.
Thanksgiving.
Sorry,
Freebirds.
Oh, I got one. Thanksgiving. Freebirds, the card.
The animated one where the turkeys are like time traveling and try to prevent the first Thanksgiving from happening.
I think
What?
that Andy
Never
Samberg
heard
was a
of that
voice.
either.
I think Andy Samberg was a voice on that.
This is a movie.
Yeah, it's a CGI movie about
Is it
talking
done
turkeys.
by DreamWorks? Because that sounds like a
Yes.
very.
I want to
What's it
say
called
yes.
again?
And there's a
It's
sequel
not
too.
a Pixar. That's not has nothing. to do with
I don't think Pixar would ever want to do this.
What's it
movie.
called again?
It's called Freebirds. Hang on, let's see.
If they don't have Freebird on the soundtrack, I'm gonna be super pissed.
Owen Wilson, Woody Harrelson, and Amy Poehler are the top billed.
Oh, maybe I was wrong.
Voices?
Maybe it's not Andy Samberg.
No kidding.
Andy Samberg played one of the monkeys going to space. That's what I was thinking of. Space
yeah.
monkeys.
Gotcha.
Maybe not space monkeys.
Yeah, so they travel back in time and they like prevent the first Thanksgiving and then the very end is hilarious because the main time traveler goes away kind of Doc Brown style, and then he comes back and he's holding a duck and a chicken in each arm, and he's like, guys, have you heard of a turducken?
Someday in my life, I will eat a turducken.
This cast, man. You got Keith David.
It
You
was-
got George Takei as like a computer.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my!
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it was actually a very enjoyable movie.
So here's my addition to the list.
Yes.
Now that you pulled up IMDb,
Okay, I have it on that. I have it on Freebirds.
okay.
If
If you like Freebirds, you might also like.
Rocky 1 was set around Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it.
Same thing with Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi one, was set around Thanksgiving too. That's-
Okay, yeah. I can't believe Rocky didn't come to my mind. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he's
I mean,
he's eating the
it's-
eggs, the raw eggs in a glass. That's Thanksgiving. You know.
It's as much a Thanksgiving movie as Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
You bite your tongue. Die Hard is an amazing Christmas movie.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying
That's
it's
no
a
throwaway
movie that
comment.
happens to take
He's not
place
saying that it's not. He's saying
over
that it is.
that holiday. So it's,
I'm
it's
sure
not
you will
themed
find more
around
Die
the
Hard
holiday
fans of
itself.
Die Hard. Oh, Die Hard fans of Die Hard.
So can we say like, okay, what's yours?
I have. Well, I like to watch You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail is totally
Yeah.
around Thanksgiving.
And I can't remember the other one, but You've Got Mail. I do watch You've Got Mail on or around Thanksgiving weekend.
I was thinking there was going to be like a Meg Ryan one in there.
Yeah, and well, what I do is I watch You've Got Mail, and then Sleepless in Seattle is Christmassy, so I kind of. Oh no, I'm sorry. Sleepless in Seattle has Christmas in it, but it's
It
more.
does.
Anyway,
Wasn't it New Year's that they have to meet at the?
no,
the
that's
tower?
when Harry Met Sally. They go.
That's the holiday trilogy.
It is. I watch them every year. I
No,
always watch You've Got Mail, then Sleepless in Seattle, and then When Harry Met
No,
Sally.
but I apologize. Then, what date do they have to go try and meet each other at the top of the Empire State Building?
That's
Sleepless in
Valentine's
Seattle?
Day. Yeah.
Oh, is it Valentine's Day?
Yes. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I think it's Valentine's Day.
It was cold out there
Because there's a heart on the sit
Oh,
by-
there's
yeah.
a heart. It's Valentine's Day. Dang it,
But
guys.
the Thanksgiving rolls into Christmas time, as we all know. And Sleepless in Seattle has holidays in it. I don't think Sleepless in Seattle is a Christmas movie or a Valentine's Day movie, but I watched it around that time just because Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
Because you mentioned You've Got Mail, I have to point out that that's based on a book called Shop Around
Shop
the Corner,
Around the Corner, yeah.
which also had a musical made out of it called She Loves Me, which is so good. Yes, I played the lead, and yes, I was very good in it. But I mean, it's a great show, and if you ever get a chance to see it, you will love it.
Was he?
I mean, we both filmed it. We were both there.
I would tell you to bite your tongue, but I'm going to bite yours both off. I don't care if you like it.
I'll be thankful for that. If you know what
I'll
I mean.
bite your tongues.
One
That
of
was
my
pretty good. I got
my favorite lines in
confused.
You've Got Mail is when they're in the store and Tom Hanks says to the cashier, "Happy Thanksgiving."
No, do
and
it
she
as Tom
doesn't say
Hanks.
anything, and then she Happy Thanksgiving, and then she doesn't say anything, and then he goes, "Now you're supposed to say Happy Thanksgiving back," and she goes, "Happy Thanksgiving back." I don't know why it's so funny. I just like
Because Tom Hanks.
So let's do like a little bit of a battle royale if you guys are
Okay.
ready for it. I want to choose which one, like how we consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie, which is the ultimate Thanksgiving film. We've got Rocky 1, we've got You've Got Mail, and we've got Freebirds.
Oh, so Thanksgiving's not on the list at all.
Thanksgiving is right there, but that's too on the nose. Well, so is Freebirds, but I don't know. What do you guys?
Is it too on the nose? Do you not watch Halloween on
Spider-Man.
Halloween?
Or Spider-Man? Those ones are not on the nose.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1.
I don't know. I mean, again, going back to the Die Hard thing, I think Die Hard's an amazing movie. So before you yell at me again,
I'm
sorry. It takes place during Christmas, but it's not a It's not a Christmas themed movie. And same with Rocky 1. It is not a Thanksgiving themed movie. It just happens to take place around Thanksgiving. It's the same as people singing songs from Frozen over Christmas. It's like, technically that's a summer movie.
I gotcha.
Well, yeah, I guess. What I would
Since
say,
I can't think of any other like specifically themed Thanksgiving.
But I
movie.
mean, like, let's
As
talk
far
about.
as far as actually being Thanksgiving themed, Thanksgiving and Freebirds are the only ones in the running.
I think Rocky is in the Thanksgiving themed, and I want you to hear me out here.
okay.
I'm listening.
Because in the end of Rocky, he loses, but he is still happy because he's thankful for being with the people that
thanks
he
for
loves.
ruining it for me. No, you're right.
Thankful.
Yes, I agree with you. I would say Rocky.
Okay.
I would say Rocky. As much as I love you,
I totally like bullshitted that so hard, and you guys fell for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like,
But
I
no,
don't think that he
agree.
lost.
I agree with that a little bit.
It was a tie, if I remember right. But anyway,
Was it a tie?
I would also.
No,
No, he lost.
he lost.
Yeah,
Well, I remember Rocky 2 picks up like right after, like they're walking away from the ring.
yeah.
Okay, one day, I'm not saying every guy should do this, and certainly not every woman, because ladies, they're boring movies. But one time I just sat down and watched all the Rocky movies. This is before Rocky came out or whatever, the last one.
Creed.
Creed is good.
Creed, or there's one before that, like Rocky 6.
I
or something.
really
Balboa.
liked Creed.
Rocky Balboa. This is before Rocky Balboa. But I watched all 5 of them, and I was like, this is really just like a kind of boring, like male.
Wow. Really?
No, but what I mean to say is it was almost like a like what are those? It's like the daytime television. What do they call it? Soap opera. It was like a male soap opera. Because there's just a lot of like, well, now he's rich and he can afford all kinds of stuff. Is that a robot? What movie am I watching right now? Rocky gets so
It
rich he
does
buys
get-
a robot.
I do agree that it does tend to get a little like weird,
Correct.
especially when you get Mr. T involved.
Shut up, fool.
That was kind of ridiculous.
I actually really like. I really like Ivan.
I did like Ivan Drago. Is probably my favorite Rocky villain. That's weird.
Well, it leads to one of the best montages in the history of montages. Even Rocky gets a montage. I mean, you have Ivan Drago training underwater and doing all this science stuff, and then you have Rocky. I'm just gonna drag a log up a mountain
In the snow,
uphill,
both ways.
Yeah.
Well, okay. To get slightly more on topic, if we're talking about Thanksgiving movies, I kind of want to expand the question into including television show episodes because if it's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna watch the Seinfeld when what's his name can't hold on, like they go to the Thanksgiving party because you can see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and the little thing falls out of the dentist's apartment and it pops the balloon, and her boss, Elaine's boss, he gets to finally hold the string on whichever puppet it was. I don't know. It's just a funny episode. I like some of those Thanksgiving
That's fair.
episodes.
The third Rock from the Sun episode is a wonderful one, especially with French Stewart and John Lithgow like undoing their belts on the couch, and it's like the
I haven't watched that
most
in a while.
relieving thing ever when they undo their pants. Oh, it's like a life or death thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Like in the Friends too, when Joey's like, "I got my stretchy pants, bring on the food."
Exactly, in the Friends episode as well, where they get locked out of the apartment and all that.
Was that the one? Is that the one where they put the turkey on the head with the glasses?
Oh my god!
Yep, that one.
Oh wait! Is
It might
that
be a
the
different one.
episode?
I think that's
No,
a
that-
Christmas one. Or am I wrong?
No, it's they have a Thanksgiving episode pretty much every season.
Yeah.
But I think
It's right in there.
the very first one was Monica cooking for everybody. Like she was cooking different dishes specifically to everyone's taste. And then because of something happening in the street, they accidentally locked themselves out of the apartment.
Oh, okay.
And the turkey and everything else burns.
I saw one where they were playing football too. Was that a Thanksgiving episode?
Oh, I'm sure
It
it
was,
was.
yeah.
I'm sure it was.
I think of the Cosby Show because where Claire sent Cliff out over and over and over to the store, and it was storming, and it was funny. But
If I want to watch a Cosby Show on Thanksgiving, I'd probably watch the one. I know it was not a Thanksgiving one, but I'd probably want to watch the one when it's a dream. I'm sure is what they say at the end, if I remember right. But there's something in the water, and the men become
get pregnant. Yes, it was because
they all-
Cliff ate really spicy food before he went to sleep, so he had the
Yes.
dream that all the men.
It was a Super Mario 2 plot. Oh, it was all a dream. But it was so funny. I remember it was so fun. I remember like laughing so hard I cried with my family as a child. Like I can count on one hand the times that's happened. I think one of them was also watching Home Alone 2 in the theaters when they keep throwing the bricks down and it keeps hitting him in the head. It's too much now. You can't watch it. I remember even thinking that in the theater. I was like, this is too much. You can't do the joke 20 times in a row and have it be this funny over and over again in repeated watchings. I knew it wasn't gonna be that funny again. But I love those moments with family.
We could always watch the season 1 Crazy Ex-Girlfriend Thanksgiving episode.
True.
I Give Good Parent and Good Person, I think were the songs for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that the one when she is invited to Thanksgiving for his family?
Yes.
And
And
that's before
she
they're
gets
dating.
stuck in the bathroom with the turkey poops and and accidentally listens to Josh have sex with his current girlfriend.
I've got a quick question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
We had somebody download our podcast 20 times in the last 15 minutes.
Sorry. No, I'm kidding.
So they're from Utah.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Who
they're
the fuck do we know in Utah?
Oh,
that's
I know.
I know a ton of people in
yeah,
Utah.
yeah. Well, first of all, we've been having bad internet in this building since we've started the podcast. It could just be like they keep trying to download it, and
Now-
maybe they just have to stop.
Wait a minute.
or-
You know it's the same person, or
Yeah,
it's just
it's the same IP address.
maybe we shouldn't talk about this on the podcast because I don't want our listeners to know that we're like geolocated.
you? Who are you in
I'm
Utah?
gonna delete this. I mean,
Well, no,
I
actually,
just-
even if we keep it on here, I want to let you know we don't know where you are. It just tells us, hey, we have a listener in Australia, we have a listener in Hungary, we have a listener
Oh,
in Germany.
it tells me states.
I have a,
Yeah,
hand-
well, I know, but we have a
I have a
listener.
handful of friends in Utah. It could be anybody.
Oh, Germany's like the size of Utah, isn't it? I mean, come on.
Utah. Yeah. So
Don't Utah and feather her.
what are we at time wise?
minute 11.
Probably
An hour 11 minutes.
It's a technical term. Sometimes hours or minutes.
This podcast is really
minutes or
short
days.
this week.
Yeah.
For the record, Rocky is my favorite series of all time.
Is it really?
Yes.
Rocky is so good. I understand the
I
series.
know that it's corny and cheesy, but it's one of the reasons why I like it so much.
Series.
The
You're
only-
comparing it to Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Yes.
X-Men.
Yes.
Somebody's touching their microphone. There we go. It's done.
You're no, I'm just having Back to the Future.
Yes, that's a trilogy. That's not a series. It's a trilogy.
There, if you count the cartoon show, which I do, there's a lot of plot
No, that
in there.
doesn't count. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Fine.
Series. No, believe me, I've thought about this a lot because I just have.
Okay, no, I mean
it
Seems like something you do.
the cheese, the corn, the victory.
Corn.
I don't remember eating corn, but
Nightmare on Elm Street, all the Halloweens.
well, Friday the 13th used to be my favorite series until I rewatched all the Rockies a couple of years ago when I got them all on Blu-ray.
oh yeah,
I remember you posting that on Facebook, I think.
That I was so excited about
Yeah.
it.
even Rambo goes more than a trilogy.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big Rambo fan.
You don't like explosive tipped arrows?
So I
It's like I
have,
don't even
I have
know
my
you
own
anymore.
thoughts
So don't
about
watch Arrow.
the new Rocky and
Okay.
about Creed.
Creed, yeah.
You like both those movies.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I haven't seen either. I haven't seen Rocky Balboa or Creed. Actually,
And the thing
From
is a lot of people go, "Oh my God, Rocky's like he's so freaking old." And it's like, well, yeah, but that's kind of why it's gonna be a good new plot. You got to find out what it is, and you have to watch the movie to know what's interesting about it.
you know what? There is one more factor about Rocky that I'm going to mention that does give me what I'm going to call mad props.
Okay.
They were all written by Sylvester Stallone.
He went to dozens of producers before that first Rocky got made, and it was a struggle for him. And that's one of the reasons why Rocky 1 is so freaking great.
Yeah, no, it is because he put his
He had to
all
fight
into that
and
thing.
fight for that,
And-
literally
Yes.
fight for that movie.
Well, and it wasn't because of the script. The producers loved the script, but they didn't want to put a no-name actor into it. They didn't want to put him into it.
And look at him now; he's doing guest spots on This Is Us.
So
we should
let's move on. Do you guys want to make a new Thanksgiving movie?
That was actually a Charles impression of Charles, is what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what are we gonna make our own Thanksgiving movie?
Yeah. Why not? Let's do.
Okay. Let's pick a genre. A genre.
Genre? Gender.
Let's go pick up gonorrhea.
Yeesh. D. None of the above. Do we want to make a horror movie? Do we want to make a romantic movie? Do we want to make a buddy film?
I think we've covered so with our favorites, we already have an action movie, right? Action drama.
Yep.
We've got plenty of rom-coms. We've got horror.
I like as soon as I said buddy movie, I was like, that sounds good. Like,
We've got like children's animated.
yeah.
So we should do something other than those four.
I think a buddy movie could be right in there. It could almost be like a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for Thanksgiving.
I would be fine with that. I would also be fine with like a suspense thriller, like what they did with the Snowman movie, which was terrible.
Oh man.
I can't wait to see that. I'm sorry.
Snowman?
I can't wait to see
Oh
it.
yeah, with the head. Did you see it? You actually saw it?
Yes.
I can't wait.
Have you seen it yet?
No. It's
Next
on my-
month.
You're watching the Snowman, but you're not watching it.
I'm not gonna go see it in the theaters.
No, I'm waiting for home theater as well.
Yeah.
I have
If
to
you go
interrupt
now,
for
you'll be
just
the
a
only
second
one. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
because I forgot about a movie.
What is it?
It's not about Thanksgiving. It doesn't, it doesn't take place on Thanksgiving, but it has a Thanksgiving song in it. Adam's Family Values.
Holy
Happy,
shit!
happy Turkey Day.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, wanted to throw that out there. I
That's
can't
so good.
believe I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's all four of us should have really actually said that.
Hello. Anyway,
Like I don't even know ourselves. Okay, so do we want to go?
Let's do a little bit more comedy.
So the buddy movie.
Let's do like a buddy.
how about a Pixar? No.
No.
Okay, so let's say it's a buddy movie just because those work out pretty well. It could be like a
Wait, hold on a second. Isn't Planes, Trains, and Automobiles goes around Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I thought it was Christmas.
I think it's
But
Thanksgiving.
it's that time of year.
I wonder-
think he's going home for Thanksgiving, isn't he?
I think so.
I can't remember.
It would be a big travel time. I don't know. He steps in slush.
Yeah, but it
Like-
snows in November.
I know it does, but it was a big thing of slush. This was like a big. Although, yeah, seriously, growing up in Colorado, I say this phrase a lot. I can count on one hand. I can count on way more than one hand and on all my fingers how many Thanksgivings have been a big snow year.
Slush.
There is a Thanksgiving scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
But there are plenty of Thanksgiving scenes in Christmas movies as well.
Well, because they got to get there. But Trains, Trains, and Automobiles is all about like
so
one
like
weekend.
the whole premise of the movie is he's going back for Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
All right then.
Well, then that
would be
I
in
guess
the
we have to
running.
go with suspense because that is the
I think suspense-
quintessential buddy movie.
Suspense thriller, some sort of crime.
A la Stephen King, something like that.
Well, Stephen
or-
King would bring some real things into it. Oh, well, Mr. Director Writer, to
Okay.
my right, Mr. Charles Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to
No.
let's think of it since we just did a somewhat of a thriller movie.
Okay.
Let's pull our own Charles Kelly instead of a Stephen King twist. Let's make it a Charles Kelly twist.
Okay.
What do we want to do? Is it going to be some kind of illness, some kind of mental
No,
illness?
no.
Do we want no? But I mean, like, do we want to have maybe let's have a
Car crash.
the book without a mental illness thing going on.
So one of the biggest things that I like and I wanted to do multiple films of, and maybe we can make this a thing, is making the supernatural not the villain.
Yeah, the supernatural's just there.
So like
Just there.
is just there. So maybe there's a supernatural aspect, and we think that it's an issue and it's a villain, but it's actually like a human element instead,
Yeah.
and like an actual person who's a killer.
What I don't want is Mac and Me, a ripoff of E.T. with the possibly, arguably, actual scariest puppet I've ever seen in the movie.
I have seen more of that one scene from every Paul Rudd interview with Conan O'Brien.
Is Paul Rudd the kid in that movie?
No. What he does is whenever he goes on Conan O'Brien to pitch a movie, when they cut to a fucking, I've got to show you this shit
Because
right
he's like,
now.
well, let's watch a clip from my movie, and it's Mac and
Can
Me.
we watch it after?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up, but we'll talk about it. But
Okay.
so what do you guys think?
But I guess what I mean is that I would love to right now, and for our listeners, let them into the creative mind of director writer Charles Kelly
Well, thank you.
to be like let's do this, because then
Yeah.
with the three of us throwing in some little things here, like there could be a murder mystery, like I don't know, like a family is found dead over Thanksgiving.
Poisoned by cranberries.
Okay, I mean, it could be poison. It could just be like, or maybe it's even like it looks like it's just carbon monoxide poisoning.
The
or something.
band,
Everyone's in the room.
the Cranberries is what I was thinking. Like they come in and
So here's what they
yes,
do.
okay.
The
And,
cranberries.
and she just keeps wrapping people around her finger.
no. The cranberries sing "Poison." That girl is poison.
oh, I thought you said about the band Poison.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing
yes.
but a
Yes,
good
yes.
time.
Okay,
What about aliens? Can we have aliens in there?
I'm done with aliens.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can have aliens so long as it's not a Mac and Me alien.
How about aliens that accidentally look a lot like turkeys?
I was just about to think that. That's
oh my
that's
god!
gonna be
And so so that like they're planning a hostile takeover, but it gets
that can't
flipped
be
back
suspense.
on them.
It can't be suspense. Like the whole time they're like like their language just translates to. Turns out they're a lot bigger than we thought. We were only looking at the babies. We were spying on the daycare centers. We didn't realize.
No, like they could come as giant turkeys. Absolutely.
Attack of the giant
with some sort of
turkeys?
evil
Invasion of the giant turkeys from Planet X.
Sure.
No.
With some sort of evil gremlin type look about like the turkey face.
I think we're getting a little too like goofy here.
Yeah, let's
Like,
go back to the band of the Cranberries.
So I'm doing some like bit of research, and why don't we have like a serial killer, right? And it's like a normal.
Because it's been overdone. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not. This is a
No.
rhetorical question.
Here's the idea. They call the serial killer the Thanksgiving killer because he kills the fourth Thursday of every month.
of every month.
Of every month, and so Thanksgiving is when they actually.
Do you know what I
catch
want?
him.
You know what I want? I want a serial killer who it's not the only MO is that it's that day of the month
Yeah.
and not how they die.
Yeah, I would be fine. I think that is very
Dun dun dun.
very intriguing and allows. I just love Michael. Go,
Whenever we touch the table, Michael.
Oh, is that what you were doing? I thought you
yeah,
were saying
Michael becomes like a very excited dog when you show him a ball. It's just like, oh, I'm so excited here, guys.
Well,
I'm
no.
waiting for you to make the next
If I
move.
put my fingers on it gently, I can steady it, and the
That's what she
shaking
said.
sound stops.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I think they cannot. So what? So how would they know that it would be a serial killer?
Well, to be fair, I have books and books of ideas that pages and pages of ideas that I've written about how basically there's a brotherhood or not like a brotherhood sister, like an underground family of serial killers. No, family's not a good word. Like underground network of serial killers, and the only ones you ever find out about are the stupid dumbasses who couldn't get into the club because they get caught. Like if you kill someone the same way every time. There's a good movie about it, kind of good. It had Kevin
Sorbo.
No, it had Dances with Wolves in it. What's his name?
Costner.
It had Kevin Costner in a movie
I would
playing a
rather
serial
have
killer.
Kevin Sorbo in the movie.
That sounded like Tom Hanks yelling out Costner. Thank you, Tom.
Tom Hanks, say Costner again.
Costner.
But yeah, and so basically it was about how he used to be a serial killer, and then once the tabloids started coming out, he was like his other personality or whatever had to tell him that no, you got to change it. You can't ever kill that way again.
Okay, so I like an
maybe it's
idea that
maybe
you,
it's from the serial killer's perspective.
Yeah.
How do you keep changing it so you never get caught? I don't know.
There's a movie that was out pretty recently that is called something about Jeffrey Dahmer and about him as a kid.
Oh yeah. My friend
Dahmer or something.
Jeffrey or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't want to go around that route because I feel like yes, it's okay to understand a serial killer, but to like empathize with the serial killer is not really what I want to go around. But here's one thing that you mentioned, and I want you guys to think about this.
Okay.
So, what if it was a family that were killing people?
A family of serial killers. Ooh.
Are they in Texas?
They could be.
Do they use chainsaws?
No. Here's just. It's all about Thanksgiving, right? For them, it's all about some moment in their life. So it seems so random for this murder to happen every month, the 4th November. And I think there should be
Fourth Thursday of any month.
yeah,
even September.
but
or
it's a
October.
families that kills consistently.
So
together or separately?
So like even the if they're shot, even the angle of entry is different, and because of different heights of different family members or different styles, and they keep switching it up enough to where literally the only connection that these cops can make is that it's the 4th Thursday of every month.
But there's so many. Well, the problem is does this happen in the same area?
Well, I think we're talking about two different things. I want to make sure we're on the same page. You're talking about it's a family and they kill differently, or
I don't know, because if they kill two differently and it happens once a month, it's just going to feel like a weird random murder every month, and they can't link those together.
Yes. Unless you have the story from the somebody who's related to somebody, or just for some kind of like a conspiracy theorist position.
Well, and they
like,
could
I
also
think
be
they
killed similarly. Like,
So-
they leave a heart scar on their
I
shoulder.
think that's a little bit
Yeah.
too on the nose, but I think
But somehow
murder,
they got to connect them somehow.
Yeah, how do we
There's
connect?
there's a family stamp that they give of like the cut on the
So how about this?
They
All
leave them in a
these-
park or
an
something.
X on their hand.
Oh, we're gonna get kind of creepy here.
Sure.
So this family is really fucked up, right?
The hills have eyes.
There's a piece of flesh or something missing from the body every single time, because
They're
that's
killed differently, but something is missing every time.
something is missing every single time because the family eats that for their Thanksgiving feast.
Ooh, so it'd have to be something good.
Oh, so they collect like different body parts and
Have a
create
big
a
feast.
feast
Okay.
by Thanksgiving.
Oh shit! So
Oh,
here's where it gets kind of a little bit more. There's a bunch of murders that happens every Thursday, or the 4th Thursday of every month, because that family goes out and kills a bunch of people, comes back. They're their own alibis, right? So they come up and they like. There's some evidence that points to one of them. They're like, no, he was with us the entire time. Like all of us can vouch for that.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So it comes back to that, and that's where. Oh my gosh, guys! I think we've got.
So first I was thinking like if you're gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner of a person, it'd have to be maybe like the thigh leg or something. That could be some good meat there. But if you have the whole family, well, how big is the family? We're talking like a mom and dad and an estranged.
I would say mom,
kid?
dad, 2 kids and an uncle.
Either an uncle or a grandfather or
Oh,
grandmother.
see, so but like the kids are like old enough to maybe take somebody on and not like, I have third
No,
grade
it's like they're
tomorrow.
adult children. at this point.
adult children.
Like I would say like 18, but they're like they've been trained to do this. This is not like this is a usual thing that's happening.
And so my question for you then also is, are they killing together as a family, or it's like, okay, see you guys tonight. Make sure I need one arm from each of you.
I
They
love
have
that
it.
scene.
They have it on the chore wheel on their fridge.
Oh my god!
I'm serious. Like that is fucked up and like really interesting. They'd be like, "Yep, I'm gonna go pick up a heart. Sarah, you've got a leg, right? You've got the leg. Yeah, I'll get the leg. All right, honey, can you bring the piece of ass? This.
But they gotta have regular stuff too, like cranberries and cream corn. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh my god. Oh,
That's the grandma.
That's what the chore wheel's for. So they're like, okay, now you gotta go get the cream corn. Oh, come on! I really need to kill somebody.
I don't
You have no
remember
idea what I've been
eating
going through at work
corn.
today. And they're like, no, you gotta.
And this could go back like a few generations too. When the
Pilgrims.
detectives are,
When the Kilgrams first landed.
oh my gosh, like this could actually be an original Thanksgiving like tradition for one person,
Guys,
one of the pilgrims
I love
pass
this
this
idea.
down secretly.
This also sounds, yeah.
So okay,
Yeah,
I think where
okay.
we are going though is it's
Okay, no, I think the first movie, if I may start a dynasty for us, the first movie has to be just the family right now. The Kilgrams 2 or whatever it's called, it definitely can delve into, this is an ancient family, and it's been going on for generations. That's when you can do some of the other stuff. I mean, other than maybe...
and then you can have
other than maybe
Kilgrams
like
2,
pictures on the wall.
Then you can have Kilgrams 2000, and it's all the future Kilgrams.
Oh my gosh.
So no, but I think I liked the idea of doing it once a month.
I like
think
the
it should
idea
be,
of a family killing chore wheel, the kill wheel. I think it's funny.
I think it should just be once a year, and it could be like a general like.
Or twice a year, because I mean, the times that people eat turkey is the times that these family go do
I
this.
think once a year.
because we have to make it a
because it's a
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving movie. Yeah. Once
So maybe
Yeah,
for
I think
Christmas they
so.
actually have turkey.
So it's like in the general populace, this is just like a scary story that people tell, right? But the police are actually involved in like murders that happen, and they're random, and nobody knows what's going on.
Because even the body parts that are taken are different, because you want to have. We need the liver for this dish,
Right.
and we just need this leg meat because we're gonna need some meat, and I need the lady fingers for the dessert. Lady
Yeah,
fingers,
you can make like a blood pudding.
blood wine.
So guys, this is
Intense.
So okay, now here's the thing. Okay, so we have like the theme, but just like with Addams Family, you can't just have a movie about the Addams Family. You have to do we have like someone's visiting them who's not part of it? Do we have the neighbors are watching? Do we have like what is the?
I think
What's the
it
impetus for some of these
starts.
things?
It's. I think we need to watch it a little bit like Seven, where we're seeing the detective side of things.
Really, you think there's enough for detectives to catch on to this stuff? Or I think they would almost be like
I-
they are watching the
think so.
detectives.
I
not
think
catch
like
on to this
like
There would be
how the kids do the crimes and stuff like that is they get involved with that person in their lives, so they notice that this year that same person was at the same crime, but then they can't say, hey, this is an issue because they have an alibi being with the family.
Oh yeah, because then there could also be things like God damn it, you are grounded. We have family rules about this. You can't kill the people that you know.
Right.
They're like, yeah, but he gets like all the best shifts at work. Of course I'm going to kill him. I need to get this guy out of here so we can get better shifts.
And
they're
I
like,
think
like,
that's-
you do that one more time, you are grounded.
Yeah.
If you kill one more person, you know what? That's it. That's it. No slasher films for you, or no, you don't get the leg meat this Thanksgiving. I don't know, whatever. So there's punishment. You can't ground me. I'm 27. Yeah, well, go to your room.
And I think
My house, my
we
rules.
see that scene too of the family just like arguing like a normal family about this shit. And I think that would be like super fucked up and awesome.
Yeah.
Do we want to make it? Some of this stuff is going to possibly be a little. It could be either like Addams Family, like oh, kind of funny and weird, or do we want it to be like super serious? What is it like to grow up in this house?
Joel, what do you think? Serious or kind
I
of
think
goofy?
I think it's got to stay serious.
Oh,
It's got to stay serious. I mean, if you're thinking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like House of a Thousand Corpses, they have little goofy bits here and there, like "Look what your brother did to the door," but it's still scary as fuck.
Oh, I have an interesting
you know?
idea. If we're going to keep it serious, how about this? How about the family has these values of we do this in November. This is what we do as a family for the family. We don't kill for fun. We kill for food and tradition. But one of the family members, maybe one of the kids, who's an older kid, is starting to kill for fun. They're starting to kill for the need. They're starting to kill because they are actually...
I think that's the sequel.
Well,
think that might
there's
be
got to be
the
some kind of conflict. Otherwise, we're just watching. It's almost like a documentary. I guess it could be a documentary.
Well, I think this story stems over like a decade, right? So the crimes start off with only like 3 crimes.
Oh, so maybe the kids' first crimes because they finally become of age.
Well, we see like over the course of like the decade of this happening, right? Where this first time it happens, it's like it happens every single year on the same day. People go missing, but now there's 5 of them instead of the 3 that happened, which we learn later on. It's the kids who have come on and started killing and bringing more food to the table. So it's like, and the detectives who are in charge of this case are getting older and older and older and older and older because time is going by.
Is it the same, or maybe it's not the same case, but they're just like, in all my years, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
That because this is definitely enough for the FBI would not jump in with their squads and stuff. One thing that I like just as far as listening goes, we're having a serious conversation about this. This is not like it'll be funny and then we put Seth Rogen in here and Tom Hanks over here. This is really how
I
the
think that
process
should
goes.
be the leads. Seth Rogen,
all the rom-com leads.
Tom Hanks as
You
the
Got
father.
Oh,
We
Tom
did
Hanks
that
is the
already.
father and Magnum PI as the uncle. What's his name?
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Oh, only Tom's.
So you
Tom-
got Tom Hanks,
Tom
Tom
Bergeron.
Selleck, Tom Bergeron,
Tom Schneider. I think he's dead.
Tom
Snyder with the big bushy eyebrows from Late Night.
Tom Bosley's dead too.
You
but,
can do Tom Haverford, so you can get Aziz Ansari.
Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
I don't think we can afford him. No, what would he be?
You
See,
can
now
get
we're-
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god.
All right, now we're getting weird.
Yeah.
Tom
Guys,
Turkeys. Turkey Thanksgiving. Tom Turkeys was a baseball player. In
Was he
the
really?
60s.
and that brings it
Oh.
all back to the beginning of being thankful for you guys being at this table with me.
Yes, I'm thankful for you guys.
Guys, I really like this movie, and I really want to think about this more because I think this is like some like
Yeah, we
juicy
need-
meat
we
Tom
here.
Turkeys.
we need
Juicy
to
meat.
flesh this out.
Um,
Let's get to the meat. So far, we've worked on the skeleton. Let's work on the meat.
all right, and as always, guys, thank you so much for listening. My name is Charles Joseph Kelly.
And I'm Michael C. Macbeth.
I'm your Coco host, Scotty Schaefer.
Happy Thanksgiving back. This is Joel Adam Chavez.
And guys, as always, have yourselves a wonderful week.
Yeah.
I really want to like sit down and talk about this movie.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
because
Tom
honestly,
Turkeys.
I really want
Tom
turkey now.
Turkey's his name.